Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be installing a front plate relocation kit, specifically the JXR Performance Front Plate Relocation Kit on my 2022 WRX. These fit the 2022 Plus WRXs, and we're going to do a full product review, full breakdown, and a full install, and then look at it once it's installed in the car. It's something I've had on the car since it's come from the dealership because I actually asked them not to drill holes in my front bumper, but we're going to get straight into it because this is one of the easiest modifications you can do. Makes a huge difference on the way the car looks. It takes maybe 5 minutes to install. JXR Performance is the cheapest option for these kits. There's actually a discount code in the description of the video, so you guys can save a little bit more money on this kit, but it is already the cheapest kit available, and it is literally one of the best kits that you can buy. So let's get it installed in the car, and I'll show you guys what the process is, and talk about some of the few design features about why you might want this kit over something like grimmspeed or perrin or some of the other kits that exist out there. Let's take a quick look at what comes in the box for the JXR Performance kit. It's got the extension pole, it's got the swivel mount, it's got the extension that we're going to use specifically for the 2022 Plus that comes with it. This just goes on like there. You got the spacer, this goes like this. We can already pre-install it, and then this goes on the end. So this is pretty simple. It comes with all the hardware and Allen wrenches. We're going to use my own because we've got the tools, but it comes with 2 Allen wrenches in case you don't have your own tools. And then it comes with the JXR Performance black powder coated branded kit, pretty much the exact same as all the other competitors, except it solves a few problems that we'll talk about as we're installing it on the car. Okay, our first step here is going to be to pop this plate off. It seems a little daunting, but you can either use a trim tool, or you can use a flathead with a piece of shop towel. I'm going to go with the flathead because I know exactly what I'm doing here. But if you don't know what you're doing, I'd be a little cautious. So there's just a little spot here underneath. We're going to just jam in here, and we're going to pull up. And there we go. It comes right out. We just basically pushed into a little hole opening, and it pops out the top. And then it comes out. There's a little band. It comes straight out. No marking or anything like that. And then we have our opening, and our tow hook mount is right in there. You want to keep this safe somewhere so you don't lose it, because if you lose this, you can never go back to stock. So put this somewhere safe inside where it's not going to get dinged up. All right, so the next step to install this kit is we have our 3 pieces of extension here. What we're going to do here is we're going to put our spacer in. And it's a little bit, this is a kit that I've already had installed for a little while. So we're going to get that screwed on there. This is just a spacer. Doesn't have to be too tight because it's just a spacer. And then we're going to screw in our extender here. And just hand tight, that's all you got to do. It's one of the nice things with this kit. Hand tight, because it's all going to be righty-tighty. So when we actually tie this into the tow hook, it's going to be righty-tighty and it'll tighten everything. And then we're just going to hand feed it in. And then just hand tight for now. You don't want to accidentally cross thread something here. So it's important that you do this carefully. All right, and we got it pretty much hand tight. All we're going to do here is all we have to do is I'm going to take a vice grip. You can use a socket, you can do whatever here. I actually prefer, because I take these on and off so frequently, that I'm just going to use this. What I've found with every other kit that I've run on WRXs or any Subaru is these components actually get loose over time. The JXR kit, I've run them for probably 4 years in total over multiple WRXs of mine. Never gotten loose, never had problems, and I'd always had problems with every other brand. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab this. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to tighten it. You know, every once in a while I might leave a mark. I take this off and on so many times that I could care less, but if you don't want to leave marks, I would just use a socket, maybe with some lubricant in it. But you don't have to go crazy tight on this because you want to be able to get it out at some point. And again, you don't have to go crazy tight. 1, because you could damage the threads, but 2, because this was designed not to get loose. So wouldn't sweat it, but also don't go too tight on this. You will damage the threads, especially in the crash bar. That isn't fixable. You'll have to re-thread that and re-drill that, so do not over-tighten this. Okay, now we're going to take the bolt that is this one and our little swiveler thing, and we're just going to tie this in. And we're not going to go fully tight on this yet because we're not exactly sure how we want to set it. We're just going to get it enough where it's like that, and we'll be able to tighten it later. So one of the other beautiful things with this kit is, for the longest time, what's been happening is these kits come with such a long pole, and on the VA generation WRX, it was kind of okay, but they stuck out so far, right? So not not the JXR kit, but every other kit stuck out so far, and you could actually run into problems with people like kicking them and bending your license plate, and they just looked funny. So one of the things that was very much consciously changed was it's actually a little bit shorter, but it's to really move with the contour of the body of the front bumper. So you're not going to see the full 180 degree straight degree here because it would look actually silly. So what you're going to do is when it gets installed, it's going to be slightly adjusted off to the side like this to fill and follow the contour of the body. Looks so much better. So I know that we're going to have a slight pull like this. So we're just going to get it a little bit tight. And then we're actually going to install this, but there'll be an opening to lock down the base, and we can fit it like that. So we're just going to take our 2 larger bolts and get those installed. Again, minding that we're keeping everything semi-loose here so we can fit it later. Now, I know that I want my 2 larger bolts exactly where I had them before, which is on one side, on the outer side of the car, all the way left. So I'm going to get that one fairly tight enough so it doesn't move, and then I'm going to tighten the other one at its reciprocating spot, just enough so it doesn't move, because I need to tighten the base here. And this is where I get to line up my angle. So I like it to have some contour with the car, so we're going to go like that, and then I'm just going to bring it down like this. We're going to tighten it up, so as I tighten it's going to change a little bit. Already not super happy with that, so I'm going to shift it a little bit more. We're going to get tightened up there. So that's nice and tight. Moves with the change in body line of the car. All right, nice and tight there. It's not moving anywhere. Then I'll take my license plate. Now, it comes with 4 bolts, and I'm only going to put 3 of them in. I highly recommend you guys put 4 of them in unless you take your bumper off a lot. The reason I say that is I take my bumper off a lot on this car for a multitude of reasons, mainly because I make YouTube videos. But I take it off enough that every once in a while I lose hardware. Yes, I know that is stupid and embarrassing, but because that happens, what I've learned to do is install 3 and keep 1 in the box just in case when I lose one, it's not gone forever. It's just something I've been doing for a long time. And this thing, I mean, it's not going anywhere. There's actually, it's pretty tight on there, and it doesn't move once you get tightened in the wind. There's no flutter or anything. For running this kit, actually, on this, I've been running it like this on this WRX and on past WRXs. I'm not going to over tighten these either. We're just going hand tight. No reason to go anymore. No reason to strip anything. Just hand tight. And we're gonna do our last one. And then for under 40 bucks, we're done. Under $40, plate relocation. If you're lucky enough, you won't even have to drill the front bumper. And let me show you around this thing. Moves with the body of the car here. You can tell, moves with the body of the car. Nice fitment. Really nice fitment there. Not a huge gap, which has been a problem that a lot of people have complained about with other brands. I have to say it looks pretty darn good in the car. Obviously, we're avoiding having the front bumper drilled because I was lucky enough to catch this early, but looks pretty good on this car, I have to say. Can't really complain. And there we are, guys. $40, or actually less than $40 spent. Makes a pretty substantial difference on the car. Installed in like 5 minutes max. Like if you're not trying to narrate the whole process like I did, easily 5 minutes max. Makes a big difference, and reliable, won't rust on you. If you install it correctly, you won't strip anything. It won't get loose on you. I've been running these on my car, the JXR Performance Plate Relocation Kits, for like 3 years, 4 years now. Never had any issues. They look great. And again, under $40. Can't ask for much more. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Next mod content coming soon. I've already installed it. That's why we're not looking at the back of the car, so you'll see it soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one.